Hello, teachers out there. This is the first episode of Technology for Teachers, where we find ways of using technology in the classroom. I am Stephen Gorbanian. I'm a 6th grade world cultures teacher in Houston, Texas, looking to give you, the teacher, whether new or experienced, a look into integrating technology in your classroom. This episode will cover technology and its use in the student-centered classroom. We will cover what is student-centered, how technology can help the student-centered classroom, some great uses of online resources, and some additional ideas. But first, a little bit behind the reasoning of doing this series. Well, while taking a technology education course at University of Houston, I realized there was a lot of resources available online for free, and some I have never heard of. So after interacting and creating and using online resources, I wondered, what do teachers know about the availability of these resources? And also, what's the point of implementing technology into the classroom? So, according to a National Center for Education Statistics study, only 23% of teachers surveyed felt prepared to integrate technology into their instruction. And so what Technology for Teachers series aims to do is to ease this tension or fear of technology and its place in the classroom. And also what Technology for Teachers is here for is to explain some concepts that teachers might have or will come across and how to address these issues. I've also included in each video free online resources that will be great use to teachers and their students looking to obtain more knowledge through the use of technology. So let's get started. So like I said, let's look at why student-centered. Well, according to Carl Rogers, one of the founders of the humanistic approach to psychology and also the founding fathers of psychotherapy research, he found that a person cannot teach another person directly. A person can only facilitate another's learning. So if you're that type of teacher that likes to give materials and likes to facilitate learning, well, your classroom must be a student-centered classroom. Also with student-centered, the ownership of learning is with the student. The teacher acts as a facilitator and a resource person. Students are responsible for choosing, planning the curriculum, or at least they participate in the choosing. It's a difficult concept to grasp at first, is that each individual is 100% responsible for his own behavior, participation, and learning. And then we look at technology and how it can be used in a student-centered classroom. 43% of students feel unprepared to use technology as they look ahead to higher education or their work life. Actually, looking at some employers actually said that they feel that the applicants are not up to standard with the technology for their job. So a lot of them get denied the profession. So technology can equip students to independently organize their learning process. So instead of being passive recipients of information, students using technology become active users. Students can create, explore, discuss with the use of technology, taking more and more ownership in their education. Because technology is intrinsically motivating to many students and also highly customizable, it is particularly well suited to support student-centered learning. And so what I want to look at is what's already going on. So when used appropriately, it can help improve students' performance on achievement tests. And online learning, like if you've been in college, you probably have an online course, but online learning is already occurring in secondary schooling. Online learning is being used to provide increased access to course content, increased scheduling flexibility, and geographic flexibility, and has increased access to alternative education choices for students. As always with Technology for Teachers, I'd like to include some online resources that you might want to include in your next lesson. And for a student-centered classroom edition, I selected 3 of them. The first one is Powtoon. Powtoon's a great website with animation capabilities for a student to create an animation, or you yourself might even create an animation to get a point across, to get a lesson across. Great use for kids. Kids love it. Easy to use. Edmodo, number 2. Edmodo, we like to go into discussions on Edmodo, and Edmodo, I like to call it the Facebook of education. And VoiceThread. VoiceThread is a great website for you teachers to use when you wanted to create a discussion outside of the classroom. Students can create them, you can create them, very easy. And with all kind of resources that I like to include in Technology for Teachers, I've included tutorials in this description of this video on YouTube, so go ahead, take a look. And so more ideas, again, wrapping up this episode: online discussions, taking classroom discussions home, creative outlets for students, Project-based learning, this is where you can use technology to help students create and research and finally produce a product, something that they would love to do, not something that you choose. Connecting globally, Skype Education is a great website that you can use, create, and connect to other classrooms globally. There's some great lessons already created by some teachers, or you yourself and even your students can create a lesson to connect to other classrooms around the globe. On the next episode, in the one-to-one classroom, we look at what does one-to-one mean, the use of one-to-one, and if you're not one-to-one, what can you do? Thank you.